101 on sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. This week we talked to Blues forward Sammy Blais as he gets a new start here in St. Louis, and we talked to Blues defenseman Marco Scandella as they look to improve after a disappointing season last year. Thank you so much for joining me, Sammy. First, let's get into this season because there's a lot of changes, some new faces coming in, some new coaches coming in, and a new captain in Brayden Schenn. What is the feeling like for you guys going into this year?
It's a new season, you know. Last year, I got traded here like in February. Didn't make the playoff, obviously. So I think coming into camp, I think everyone was really excited to prove all the other teams that we're a really good team. And I think in training camp, we've seen like a lot of hard work and details, like just be focused all the time. And it's been pretty good. And I think the coaching staff is pretty happy with how we've been handling stuff. So for us, I think it's just every game we just got to work hard and be the hardest working team on the ice. So if we want a chance to win, I think it's the most important thing for us.
What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen with, you mentioned the new coaching staff with Babcock and Weber coming in?
I mean, maybe like more being focused on playing good defense, you know, hard back check, blocking shots. And I think the first two games we've seen a lot of that. And I just think for us as a team, we just have to be consistent with that all the time. And if we do that, we give ourselves a good chance to win every night.
And Brayden Schenn being named the captain, he said one of the things was making sure that this locker room comes together early on. How important is that, building that chemistry, and what has he done as the captain to make sure that that happens?
I mean, he just plays the right way, you know, always like work 100% when he's out there, and even off the ice, the way he takes care of his body is pretty impressive. And he's been around the league. He's almost at 900 games now. So when he's your leader, you know, he's won a Stanley Cup, and he knows how to win. And when he leads us, I think everyone just tries to work hard for each other. And he's been doing a really good job so far.
So it's already a better feeling going into this year?
Yeah, like the locker room, like I think everyone's pretty friends with everyone. And I remember the year we won, our locker room was really tight, and the team chemistry was a big part why we won. And I think just getting back to that and just accepting your role, and I think it goes a long way.
Well, and then you guys got a new addition in Kevin Hayes. I know that you've been playing on a line with him and Vrana. What has Kevin Hayes been like? Because I've heard that he's a big personality and even possibly a glue guy.
No, he's a really funny guy. Like, he loves to make jokes in the locker room and puts everyone down a little bit, not be too stressed out. And he's been really fun to play with, and he's a really good player, really good human, and we're just excited to have him on our side.
And what about Vrana? Everybody's talking about his speed. Some people say that he's even probably the second fastest behind Jordan Kyrou.
Yeah, he's really fast. Obviously, a lot of skills on that guy. And when he has the puck, he's always a threat out there. He can shoot the puck as hard as anyone I've seen. So when I'm out there, I just try to give the puck to these two guys and just go to the front of the net for them, and that's about it.
Let's go back to this February, coming back here to St. Louis. Obviously, that was something that you were looking forward to. I know that you and I had talked about that before, but let's just go back to that moment. What was the feeling like when you found out that you were coming back here to St. Louis, the team that drafted and developed you?
I mean, I was happy. It didn't really go as I wanted in New York. And when I heard that I was coming back here, I was really excited. Just the fact that I knew everyone here, and just the transition was pretty easy for me. And I just got to play hockey and have fun, and it worked pretty good. So I have nothing bad to say about being in New York or anything. I'm just happy to be here and have fun again.
With the Rangers, obviously you experienced an injury. What was that just time and experience like for you?
It was hard, you know. I didn't play a game for 11 months. Just we're so used to like be on the ice every day and be with your teammates and go on the road. And just being at home this whole time was pretty hard, but everyone goes through it once in their career at least. So I just worked hard off the ice and got back on the ice, and I was a little stronger, so it was good. But it's tough to come back after 11 months and just be the player you were before. So it took a little time, but now I'm healthy and just happy that I'm playing hockey again.
And so did this feel like a second chance for you getting to come back here to St. Louis? And Doug Armstrong mentioned that he always wanted to keep the door open. And so when that opportunity arose, did that just feel like a new chance to rejuvenate your game?
Yeah, it was a new opportunity, new start, and it went well. And hopefully it just keeps going that way this year.
And what was it like coming in February? Because that was another transitional time for the Blues, losing Vladimir Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly, two guys who were part of that Stanley Cup team. What was the feeling like coming in here in February during that transition?
Yeah, it was weird a little. I think the first like 4 game, I think we had like 4 wins when I came back, and O'Reilly was still here, and then he got traded after. But we got some new faces. Kapanen came in, Vrana came in, and I think at the end of the year we played pretty good. Our record was like, I think 10-7 and something. So we did some good things, and coming into this year, we just wanted to keep it going that way. And I think our team is really excited with all the player we have. And for us, like I said earlier, it's just hard work and play good defense, and everything's going to take care of itself.
And you were able to make an impact pretty quickly when you came back too. What was the feeling just to score again after dealing with the injury with the Rangers?
I mean, it was good for the confidence, just telling myself that I'm still able to play in this league. And for me, it was a huge boost going in the summer to just having that confidence and coming into training camp. I had a good camp too. So it's just, for a hockey player, it's always about confidence. If you don't have confidence, you're never gonna do good. So it's just always just believe in yourself, pretty much.
Well, Sammy, during the offseason, most players usually take vacations, but instead you decided to keep playing, representing Team Canada in the World Championship, helping them earn gold. What was that experience like for you?
Well, Army gave me the opportunity to go there, and I never represented Canada or anything in any tournament. So, and like I said, I missed 11 months the year before. So just playing a little more hockey I think was the good play for me, and it all worked out, winning a championship too. So it was one of the best moments of my life, just going there and being able to get the gold medal was really special.
And you were named the player of the game. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no, it was good. I was playing with Jake Neighbors on my line, so it was pretty good. We had a lot of fun, and when you go there, we were out there for like 26 days, and our goal was to win, and we did it. So it was pretty cool.
What did you take away from that you're implementing into this season?
The team we had there, we were not really maybe the best team on paper, but we played physical. We were the other teams down, and I think that's why we won. We were just hard-working team, and like in playoff, when you hit people, forecheck hard, and that's what we did there, and that's why we won.
And what do you hope to accomplish this season with the Blues? Have you set some goals for yourself?
For myself, yeah, I just want to be like productive player offensively, and just keep doing my job, being physical and being good in the forecheck and playing good defense. I think I want to be like more of a well-rounded player. I want to be good defensively too. So for me, it's just working hard and being consistent, I think, is the two biggest things for me.
And you mentioned the Stanley Cup team here earlier. Do you see any similarities with this group? Because one of the things was bringing in some heavier guys, some more physical guys back to this team, and especially with an Oscar Sundqvist coming back.
Yeah, I mean, Sonny, he's a big part of this team. When he's out there on the PK blocking shots, it just makes everyone on the bench more energy, and it's good having him back on our team. And just the team chemistry has been pretty good since the start of training camp. So hopefully it stays like that, and we're all really excited for this season.
And how much do you love it here in St. Louis and hope to stay? I know that there's always a lot of different things that can happen, but do you hope to stay here in St. Louis?
Yeah, I hope to stay here for a long time. I've always said it that I loved it here, and when I play for the Blues, I feel like myself and I feel like at home. So it's easy to play for a team that you like. So, and playing in front of these fans too is incredible. So just hoping for a successful season for our team first, and just the rest is going to take care of itself.
Okay, favorite restaurant here in St. Louis, or favorite food that you've tried here in St. Louis?
I'll say Palmano's.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Italian food, so I would say that. Yeah, that or Napoli, I would say.
Okay, so you haven't been to the Hill yet?
No, I've been to, I don't even know, I don't remember what it's called, but I like a place down there. It's Italian too, but I don't remember what it is. They have good raviolis, but I gotta stay away from those. But
no T-Raps or anything like that?
In the summer, yeah, but
okay.
during the year, I try to stay away from those. But I'm a big like pasta guy, so I would say these two spots are my favorite. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sammy, for the time.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
It was great talking to Sammy Blais, and hopefully he'll be able to continue to improve and stay here in St. Louis. Coming up next after the break, we're going to talk to Blues defenseman Marco Scandella as he talks about the Blues defense and how they look to move forward after a disappointing season. That's coming up next here on the 101 on Sports on Fox 2. Welcome back to the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. Now we're going to talk to Blues defenseman Marco Scandella. Last year, it was a disappointment for the entire team, but especially for the Blues defense. We talked to Marco Scandella about that and how they plan to improve this season. Well, thank you, Marco, so much for joining us. Let's talk about going into the season. A lot of new faces, some new coaches coming in as well, a new captain in Braden Shen. What is the feeling amongst you guys going into this year?
Well, we really wanted to emphasize having a good training camp and building off of that. So building our identity, first thing, in defensive zone. So we've been working hard at practice. We've been going intense. So, I mean, that was the focus starting the year.
And things defensively was a big focal point of last season, of things not working out. We, of course, know how the season ended. How much did you guys take that personally and want to make sure that changed going into this year?
Very personally, I feel like not making the playoffs with the team that we had, with the lineup that we had, was very disappointing. And then, I mean, with a goalie in nets like Binnington, unbelievable goalie, but you have to give him confidence also. You can't give him so many chances against in a game where he has to steal games like that. So just, I mean, he's played really well the last two games. We're trying to limit dangerous shots on net. And when you give him easy shots, easy looks, he gets his confidence and it just spurs into the team.
What has impressed you most about Jordan Binnington? Obviously, you talked about this season. He's off to a fantastic start, but what have you thought about him over the years?
Just his professionalism and his compete every day. So I feel like he always brings it. And that's why we've got to keep him fresh.
And for you personally, what did you think of your performance last season, and what did you look to change going into this year?
Obviously very tough having surgery in training camp, missing a lot of the year. Just wanted to come back ready and just find my game. Ended up getting hurt again, but played 20 games and you know, so it feels like I haven't played a lot of hockey in the last 2 years. So just wanted to come in ready and bring my best. So, you know, it's all about the team, just trying to get better every day with the team.
And one of the new coaches coming in, Weber, what have you seen most that he's been able to change with the defensive unit?
Just tightening things up and not running around like we did last year. I feel like guys just were going everywhere and we were a little bit chaotic, and now we're more methodical. You know, for example, leaving a guy behind the net and just protecting good ice and guys in front that are actually going to score goals. So I feel like simplifying that and having less gray areas has been huge for us.
Well, it seems like this season, too, that they want the defensive guys to get a little bit more involved offensively, too, and jump into plays. I know that Berube is always kind of like that, but I've already noticed it early on in these first few games.
Absolutely. When you got guys like Nick Leddy, Justin Falk, you know, the list goes on the back end. Guys could skate. Guys have offensive abilities. You want to use that. You want to use that. Even if we're just a decoy jumping up the ice, you draw somebody to you. I mean, we have forwards who could score, make plays. So it's all about building trust early. And I feel like that's what we were doing in camp. We got in really good shape in camp, worked hard. So this is just, you know, we're building off of it.
Tyler Tucker scoring the first goal of the season. I don't know if everybody exactly had that on their checklist that would happen, but what has impressed you about him, just him coming on the scene last season, and he's really made a big impression, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like he comes in with a good attitude every day, works hard. He's a pretty good skater. He's got a good shot, thinks game very well. So working with him this year, he's on my right side. We're just, you know, trying to build off of it too. It doesn't come in a day. I feel like you just got to work with each other. But I've been super impressed with his professionalism and his willingness to work every day.
What is the progression that you've seen with some of the other defensive guys, as you mentioned, Justin Falk, Nick Leddy, and also Colton Parayko this year?
I mean, Parayko is skating pucks out by himself. He's a big man, 6'7". He has everything: the shot, the stick handling, the skating. So I feel like he's playing a very confident game right now, which I like, and hopefully we can keep doing that. I mean, Nick Leddy played 900 plus games. Falk, you know what you're getting out of him. I feel like we're very solid defensively, and now we're just, everyone's doing their job, which is what you need on a team.
Well, it sounds like a lot of leaders too. Do you consider yourself a leader, and how do you like to kind of lead thing amongst the guys?
Yeah, I'm like a pump up guy, I would say, on the bench. I try to bring it every game, but I'm very vocal on the ice and on the bench. Getting guys to get out of their comfort zone, maybe laugh a little bit during the game, making a funny joke, but just pumping guys up and making guys feel good, bringing the energy up.
And what about Craig Berube? What do you think about him as a head coach, and how much has he helped you continue to grow and develop as a player?
I think he's a phenomenal coach, very fair, honest. You're going to get, if you give the effort, like he respects that, play hard. He's always yelling, which is, sometimes you get a little, but he's yelling at you, you're not so happy, but I like his energy, and I like how he's not quiet. Like, he'll tell you how it is, which is what I like in a coach.
And going into the season, as we talked about, a lot of different changes, but is there any goals that you guys have set as a group that you would like to accomplish?
Obviously, winning the Stanley Cup is the ultimate goal. We didn't make the playoffs last year, so we talked about being a good team and making the playoffs. That's the first step, is getting your foot in the door, give yourself an opportunity. But we're not looking too far ahead. I feel like it's a very long season, and you try to break it up in like 5-game segments and just try to improve, and just live day by day. Because if you start looking ahead, maybe you lose your focus on what's going on in the present.
And it seems interesting because Tom Stillman and Doug Armstrong have come out before the season and said that they predict and hope that you guys will finish third in the division. Just looking at the talent ahead of you guys that they're talking about with the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche, do you think that that's a fair place to put you guys at, as possibly for the rest of the season?
I could see that for sure. I feel like we have some sneaky, really good players, like Kapanen, for example. You pick him up. I mean, he's a workhorse in practice. He's a guy who plays both ends of the ice. We're deep. We have really good talent on our team. So now it's about putting it all together and building as a team and everyone on the same page. So, that's what starts in training camp, and we have to continue putting the foot on the gas.
And what about that young core that's developing with Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou?
I mean, those two are very special players, game breaker style players. Obviously got locked up for a long time, and very deservingly. So just growing with them, and they're like the new, big guys on our team, our game breakers, like I said. They're going to produce. They make great plays. When you're defending them in practice, they do things that other players don't do. Robbie Thomas is someone who makes like hard plays look very easy. I mean, he thinks the game very well. And Jordan Kyrou, he's just very dynamic, hard to handle. When he's on and he's feeling it, it's how do you take the puck off that guy?
And for you being here in St. Louis, what has your experience been like, and how has it been just adjusting to things here in St. Louis?
So I played 7 years in Minnesota, so I understand, what it's like to live in the Midwest, and I love it. I love St. Louis. I love the people. I love how there's not that much traffic. I love our team atmosphere. Everything about it here is very nice, especially, you play hockey outside of the rink. It's, it's very nice to be a part of the community here.
We're not done talking to Blues defenseman Marco Scandella. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk to him about some of his favorite things here in St. Louis, including his favorite restaurant. That's coming up next on the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2. Welcome back to the 101 Sports here on Fox 2. I'm your host, Brooke Grimsley. We go back to our interview now with Blues defenseman Marco Scandella as we get to know Marco a little bit better outside the ice, including what's his favorite St. Louis restaurant. And I've been kind of doing quick hits with some of the players just to get to know you better so the fans can get to know you better. So St. Louis food-wise, favorite restaurant here in St. Louis?
Staple in the city, I would say Paul Mano's. That's
exactly what Sammy Blais said. Is
Yeah.
this like the hot spot for you guys?
I don't know. I don't
Are you
know.
guys sponsored and you're trying to just put it in here on the show?
I'm Italian and I really appreciate like a home cooked feeling meal, and I
Okay.
feel like go there every time it's the same. For meat, I always order from Paul's Market. I feel like they've taken care of me and myself and Jess, my fiance. And then a new restaurant, I would say Sato for sushi. That place is bang on.
Sato is so good. I go there a lot. It's really, really good sushi, and it's flown in from Japan. So that's my little ad. Since you got to do your Palmanos, what else do you like to do outside of hockey? What is your hobby outside of hockey?
I would say cars. I collect cars. It's more in the summer. I have my cars back home, but I'm a huge car guy. I know Colton Parayko is also a car guy. He's got a Porsche, so I mean, we mess
You
around with
guys
that.
compete like with who has like the cooler car?
No, I feel like it's just like just sharing stories about the cars and going to the track once in a while. That's fun for us. And then also, I got a new puppy. I got a border collie, 12 weeks now, so we've had him for 4 weeks. That's a lot of time just walking him and trying to train him too. I mean, border collies are extremely intelligent, so now he's kind of getting the best of me, and I'm trying. But that's great.
Is he herding you around too?
A little bit. He just walks in between my feet. I'm like, buddy, you're gonna trip me up. His name's Ollie, by the way.
Ollie, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What is harder, puppy training or going through preseason camp?
Preseason. It was a tough preseason.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But puppy training, it's difficult just with when he wants to play, you just have to play with him, or he's just going to start biting everything.
Who's in charge of the music in the locker room before and after the games?
Jakey Neighbors, and he's been doing a fantastic job. I feel like he's going a little bit of 90s music, once in a while, a little dance music, rap. He's mixing it up, and I feel like he's doing a phenomenal job.
If you were in charge of it, what would you put on there?
I'd be doing the same thing, just mixing it up. One day is a little bit of country in the morning, set the mood, and then for the game, maybe pump it up a little EDM. But I think Jakey Neighbors been doing an amazing job.
So he's kind of a little bit of an old soul for a young guy, right?
Absolutely. I feel like Shenner, he lived with Shenner when he first got here, and he's learning off of him, which is a fantastic guy to learn from. So I feel like, he's an old soul, and he's like a good team guy, and he understands what the team needs at the right time.
Outside of food here in St. Louis, what's something else that you like about St. Louis?
The weather, number one, I would say, huge. The people, I feel like everyone's super nice. I live at Clayton on the Park, and there's a lot of people with dogs there, and I'm getting to know everyone that lives there. It's been 4 years that I live there, but I feel like people are just simple and good-hearted people here.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Marco. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was great chatting with Blues forward Sammy Blais, who looks to continue to improve and grow here in St. Louis and hopefully stay in St. Louis. And it was great chatting with Blues defenseman Marco Scandella as he and the defense look to improve this season. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday for another episode of the 101 on Sports here on Fox 2.